Hello everyone. Right, first things first, I'm going to throw out a few of these invites here. Shoot some of these out. Lovely. Right, invite sent out. That's the first thing on the list. Someone's joined us. Say hello so I can see who you are, because Facebook doesn't tell me. Because it's great like that. Second thing on the list, some coffee. So good. Right, Jeremy's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jeremy. Right, where can I put my drink? I've got so much stuff here, it's not funny. So today, we're going to be talking some cross RC goodness, because I love my cross stuff. I do. Too much shite on my desk. That can sit there. Right. Someone else has joined. Not sure who it is. Feel free to say hello. Also, too, there's my PG4. I got some wheels for it. Got some pretty fancy wheels, and that's essentially what today's about. Maybe we'll talk a bit about the competition. Excited about the competition. Even more so excited that I said to RC Mate yesterday, I think you guys should build a scale garage too. And it seems like they're going to. So that's awesome. Good on RC Mate for getting involved. Lars has joined us. Thanks for joining, Lars. I've hit, also while we're talking PG4s, I've hit Oscar's PG4 with a clear coat. I'm getting really close now to having that truck up and running for him. Adam's joined us. Thanks for joining, Adam. Now that I've weathered it and I've cleared it, I'm at the point now where I can actually start doing what the truck was originally coming here for, the light kit, which is, try and grab this without knocking it. That's the light kit for the PG4. Factory light kit. Have a go at that. So that's going in next. I've already installed Oscar's ESC. I give Oscar a RX and TX for the truck. He didn't have one for it. You know, I've got one laying around here. Have this one. So hopefully by tomorrow sometime, this truck will be, I mean, it's drivable now, but it hasn't got the light kit and that such. So I want to get that in, everything working, so he can just smash a battery in it and go. I've got to order a few bits that Oscar has misplaced. Going to get those through Rob, crossrc.us. Some light lenses, a mirror. I think that's pretty much it. We've got the majority of the stuff. So, yay. I'm excited. Drop a comment, fellas. This Facebook's doing what it usually does. I'll try and move stuff here without wrecking it. There we go. Jeremy says, what's up? Comments are coming in now. Nick's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jig. Adam says, Jig. Nick. Sorry, mate. So, yes. That's what we're looking at doing. I'll give you a bit of a sticky beak. If you want to see it, let me know. Smash some likes and such if you do. I'll give you a look how Oscar's truck's looking now. Keep in mind I have pulled the headlight lenses and stuff out of it, so I could clear coat it. Kevin's joined us. Thanks for joining, Kevin. So I've clear coated Oscar's truck. That's pretty well all back together. Now I've just got to put the light buckets in, the light kit in, the light lenses in, paint the light lenses, and I think it's home. I've also got to weather up the side steps. Oscar's got to drop those off to me. I've got to weather up the side steps, clear coat those, put those on the truck, and then I think it's ready. I think. Should be. Originally, this truck was coming so I could put the light kit in it. I've rebuilt the whole truck, weathered it, cleared it. Still got to do the light kit. I'll just join us. Thanks for joining, Elder. Last, just hopping in and going to bed very soon. That's all right, mate. I'm not surprised. I will start doing some more feeds as well on times that suit you. Brian's joined us. Thanks for joining, Brian. Happy Turkey Day to all you Americans. I was this close to going down the street and buying like a turkey sandwich or something, just to eat on the feed, so I could, feel like I'm fitting in with you guys. But yeah, happy Turkey Day. We don't do Turkey Day here. We just do Christmas, Easter, and your birthdays, basically. Right. So first things first. Here's where Oscar's truck is now. Now, you'll notice, for the keen eyes out there, it's not as in your face. And that's what hitting it with the flat clear does, or semi-gloss clear, Tamiya calls it. So it's not as in your face, which is good because it dulls everything down a bit and it doesn't make it look so obvious that I was there weathering your truck. To look at it, you guys can't see it in the pictures, but to look at it, there's texture to it. You can actually feel where, you know, the rust is sitting up on the truck where I've sort of laid it on thick. Adam's joined us. Adam Donald, thanks for joining, buddy. Adam's a local around here. We used to go wheeling, but he never goes anymore, Adam. We got to go wheeling, mate. It's been way too long. So that's where Oscar's truck is. That's all bar ready to go. Adam, hey mate, long time no see. Sell it to me. I can't. This truck's not mine. Tony Martino's joined us. Thanks for joining, Tony. Adam, this truck belongs to young Oscar. I've just been putting some weathering and all that sort of fun stuff on it. So that's where that is. Ugh. Right, so that's Oscar's dirtied up truck. Here's my PG4. Isn't she clean and pretty? I mean, it's a bit dusty. But this is mine. And I love mine too much to weather it. I just do. It's just such a pretty truck. How about the bloody canopy on that? Or bed cap or whatever you guys want to call it. I'll see if I can do this way. If I do that and do that. Oh, look at that. Oh. So much better weathered. Screw you, Lars. I love my truck. I love it being clean. I mean, it's nice that we can have a mix of weathered and non-weathered and whatever else. And I mean, that's cool too. Like, because Oscar's truck hasn't got the bed cap and it's weathered, mine's got the bed cap and it's clean. It separates them. They look like totally different trucks, whereas they're the same. So that's mine. I'm going to move Oscar's because mine's going to end up on the bench in a minute because we are installing some new wheels as long as they'll cooperate for me. You can sit there. Now, I've seen a brand popping up lately. Seen a brand popping up called D1RC. Bo's joined us. Thanks for joining, Bo. D1RC, and I've been keeping a bit of an eye on the brand, as you do. And I like the look of some of their stuff. I will admit they make too much stuff that's 3.2 inch, which is stupid big. 3.2 inch and 2.2s. I may have actually said to them, you need to make more 1.9 stuff and 1.55 because that's what people want. You're going to sell more 155s and 19s than 22s and 32s. Right, so I jumped on there. They only sell on AliExpress, which is a bit... I wish they had their own website or were selling through other companies. But anyway, I jumped on there and I ordered a set of wheels for the PG4. Tim's joined us. Thanks for joining, Tim. Ordered a set of wheels for the PG4. Originally ordered a silver set and I got lost in the post. So annoyed. Anyway, contacted them and they sent me another set of wheels, which is good of them. They could have said, no, we did our bit. It's on the post, but they didn't. They sent me another set of wheels. Unfortunately, they had no silver ones left. So I got black ones. Black wouldn't usually be my choice, but I think with the orange truck, it might not look so bad. So I got a set of beadlocks, 1.9ers. Got a set of these bad boys for the PG4. I'm going to crack them open. Make a mess of my desk. That's all I seem to do. So I'm on the market for a desk. I've been looking and hunting and looking. The scale garage I've got at the moment is 4 foot by 2 foot, which is tiny. I've had fish tanks bigger than that. I thought it was bigger, but it's not. So I've been on the market for a desk and I've been looking and hunting. I'm looking to go 6 by 3. So hopefully soon, hopefully really soon, I can start building a new scale garage. Okay, so undoing the packaging here. Each wheel is individually bagged. I like that. Stops them scratching on each other. In saying that, it's going to go on a rock crawler. We're going to scratch it in 2 seconds anyway. But it's nice that they take the care to do it. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what these wheelies are like. Now, obviously, you guys aren't going to get the full hit of what the machine quality, etc. is like, because Facebook's terrible with focusing and such. Like, if I go, oh, look at that, it's all blurry, because Facebook's a penis. Okay. I will put up photos of these wheels on the page, so you can see exactly what they're like. To look at them from the get-go, looks pretty impressive. These particular wheels were 74 Australian dollars, which is about $53.50 US dollars. Yeah, they do have a separate hub you can bolt on. 2 bags of bolts, one for the ring around the back of the beadlock, one for your hub bolts. Now, my only concern is, and I'm really hoping that I don't need to be concerned, is that the cross beads go straight in here. I really hope they do, because I don't want to buy more tyres. I've got tyres everywhere, and there's excuse me, there's a lot of tyres that I'll never use. They're just scale garage tyres. Lars, got to get to bed. Nice wheels. Catch you guys later. Good night. Good night, Lars. Thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw these on my truck, and we're going to talk some RC stuff, whatever you want to talk about. If anyone's got questions regarding the competition, now's your time. Throw out some questions. We can answer them while I whip the wheels off the truck, and then I'm going to put those together. Now, a reason I chose these wheels is because they have... Oh, hang on. Do they not screw in? So they've got a hub in the middle. You can see the hub cover there. It doesn't look like they don't screw in. So you got to screw... Oh, that's a bit stupid. To take the wheels off your truck, you got to undo those 6 bolts. Not a fan of that. So you got to undo these bolts. I'll undo a couple. Where's my dealie here? I'll undo these. Yeah, I'm not huge on that idea. I like scale stuff, but I'm not entirely sure this is a well thought out scale idea. Yeah, I pull some faces. Robert Maz has joined us. Thanks for joining, Robert. I'm just going to try and bolt on a set of wheels to my truck, Rob, which I've just discovered, absolutely to my amazement. You got to bolt that to your truck, the hub. You bolt that to your truck, and then you bolt the wheel to it, because the actual hub and the wheel is a part of the wheel. So if you've got, and this is why this is a bit of a silly idea, and if anyone from D1RC, if you're watching, maybe take this on board. If someone's got a truck and their axles are too long, that's not going to work. Now, let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting. So what's everyone up to while I'm baffled by the design of these wheels? Right, take the old wheel off the truck. Peter's joined us. Thanks for joining, Peter. So has anyone started their scale garage yet? Robert, are you going to build one? I reckon you should build a scale cardboard Christmas garage. Right, I think that's off. Yes, that is off. Pulling up there. Right. Pull all the weeds out of the wheel hex. Okay, so before I even try anything, I'm gonna have to see. No, I think we'll be sweet. I still think that's a dumb idea. Yeah, that'll fit. Adam, sitting here, waiting to get a load before I head to Melbourne. Good drive, mate. Harley's joined us. Thanks for joining, Harley. Right, so I'm going to bolt my hub to the truck. This is so foreign. This is weird. I mean, it's a good way of being scale, I guess, but I just worry that those those small bolts may become a bit of an issue. And obviously, if you go putting bolts that are too big in there, well, that's not going to be very scale, is it? Anyway, I'll bolt this to here. Right, so that's the first thing you bolt to your truck. You can't see it very well, but this here, you bolt that to your truck, and then when you want to put your wheels off and on, you have to undo the six bolts around there. The wheels are pretty, but I don't know why they didn't do it's just a screw-in cover like the racing wheels. Anyway, so now I'm going to undo my PG4 wheels. This is painful because they were painful to put together. These better look good. Right. So this isn't going to be anything big and flash, this live feed. This is literally Jono got some wheels for his truck and he wants to bolt them on and see what they're like and see how well they fit, etc. Without losing bolts. Have metal trays, people. Magnetic metal trays where you can store all your nuts and bolts and don't lose anything. Right. Winning. So I'm only going to try one of these, and if it looks a bit shite, well then I'm just going to put the original wheel back on, because I'm not going to pull all the wheels and tyres off and look at it and go, it's crap, and then have to re-put all the wheels and all the tyres back on the original rims, because it's a little painful. Right. I think I'm winning. 1, 2, 3. Harley, if you're still with us, mate, are you building a scale garage for the competition? Johnny's joined us. Thanks for joining, Johnny. Great name that, by the way. Right, have I got any left? No, I don't. So for those that don't know, I'll just show you what a cross wheel consists of. Obviously, we've got nuts and bolts. There's lots of those. Let me just put those to the side so I don't lose them. If you're building a cross kit and you're building those wheels, the bolts for these have got smooth tops. If you're having difficulty putting the bolts in for your wheels, it's because you're using the wrong bolts. So the cross wheel consists of a beefy wheel hex that goes behind it, the hub. Scale hub for the front. Big beefy metal dealy. And your hub covered with a little rubber seal that helps keep that in. Again, beefy metal. Then you have your metal rings. Roro's joined us. Hello, Roro. Right. I'm going to brush the sand out of the inside of my wheel. Don't know how that got there. But anyway, out of my tyre rather, not my wheel. That is some pretty fine sand. Brush that out. Clean off the bead. Austin's joined us. Thanks for joining, Austin. Adam's here as well. Thanks for joining, Adam. Another Adam. That's 3 Adams we've had in this live feed. Crazy. Right, so I'm going to get all the crap out of my bead. Just give it a bit of a dust and make sure it's all Mickey Mouse before I go putting the new wheels together. I'm so confused by this. Okay. That one. Undo this. I don't want to lose any of these nuts and bolts. I do like that these bolts have a 2mm hex head. That's good. Less stress stripping out your bolt head. Right. So, ring, rear ring. I better take out the cross ring from the wheel. So that's your cross ring, big aluminum ring. Take that out. Now we're going to slot in the D1RC ring. If it'll go in there. Jeez. Take that in. Give it a twist. Lovely. Right, that's in there. These are directional. That's got to go that way. That is the front of the rim. Not sold yet. Tell you what, I don't know how well these are going to fit. Tony Gutierrez has joined us, everyone. Welcome aboard, Tony. You may be pretty interested in what I'm doing at the moment, Tony. I got some D1 RC wheels, mate. And here we go, this is better. And I'm going to see how well they look on the cross truck. Thomas is with us. Hello, Thomas. Facebook's not telling me everyone that's joining, so if I don't say hello, I apologise for that. I do like to say hello to everyone that joins. Right. Oh, that should fit. It's going to be a bit tight. I'll give that a little push with my finger down in here. What do you think of that? That's the rim. Now, top tip, if you ever have trouble getting a bead to seat properly, this works. Little bit of lubrication. God, there's some dirt and dust on there. Obviously, if you do it this method, watch as you put it together. Make sure it's going together properly. If you don't, you may rip rubber to pieces. Now, I wouldn't normally, I don't know why I am, I wouldn't normally put bead locks together on a live feed because, as we all know, bead locks can be the world's biggest nightmare ever. These probably aren't going to be much different. Can't see what I'm doing. That's going to be twisted. Not entirely sure how well these are going to squeeze, if I'm honest. Tony. 3.2s, man. It's just too big. It's just stupid big. 3.2s are just bloody massive. But, just, contrary. It's going to seat. It's just going to be a bit of a beep to start. So, I'm going to try and line one of these up. I have to try and sit this ring inside the lip of the bead before I can push anything down. And every time I go to do it, everything moves. This is making the cross wheels look pretty nice to put together. I'll give you the tip. Right. Good. I think that's sweet where it is. I think. We're about to find out. Okay, that one started. That's always a good start. On to the next one. I know this is probably really boring viewing, and I apologise for this. Sully's joined us. Thanks for joining, Sully. I want that in a bit now. I have to grab my bag with my beadlock screws. What's the difference between my version of the PG4 and the normal PG4? The Johnny Burton edition came with upgraded shocks, upgraded drive shafts, BCRC decals, BCRC scale banner, and the Signature Series decals, essentially. And it all sort of came about because my opinion of the base model truck was it's absolutely brilliant. Just the shocks need to be a bit nicer and the drive shafts need to be nicer. Yes, Tony, 50 metres out that way is a reasonably busy road, and it's annoying. Mr. Leach has joined us. Thanks for joining, Mr. Leach. Get that hair out of there. Right, so they're starting to go together pretty nicely now that everything's lined up and Mickey Mouse, as we'd say here. Sorry if the traffic's loud. There's not much I can do about that. I am planning on upgrading some of my live feed gear. Namely, I'm looking at getting a fancy sort of microphone that'll cancel out a lot of that sort of stuff. So there's upgrades planned for BCRC. Upgrade Scale Garage, pumped for that. Hannah's been asking me all these times, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then it sort of hit me. Big ass desk from Scale Garage. And possibly some shelves. Yes, I need more shelves. Tony says, happy Thanksgiving, everyone who are from the States. Yes, we did mention that earlier. Oscar's joined us. Oscar, I didn't see you join, mate. Facebook's not good at telling me. Let me know if you want to see your truck. It's just here. It's all clear-coated now, too. So give me those side steps so I can... weather those and clear those and get it on your truck and get it ready to go wheeler. Right, so far these wheels haven't been too bad to go together. I'm still dumbfounded by the way they go on your truck. But it is what it is. Tony wants to see the bumper. The truck's there. I can show you the bumper if you like, Tony. Good old times. Right. So now I'm going to go around and I'm going to nip up all the bolts on the back of this wheel. Don't over-tighten them. Do you have any tips on making a Scale Garage? I'm sure I do. I guess the first thing is plan out how big you want it and then add 2 foot. Because you'll build your Scale Garage thinking that a 4x2 foot garage is going to be a great size, only to soon realise that in fact it is too small. That's what I did. Harley saying weekend wheel could be a goer. Could be a goer, I reckon. Been too long since we've been out too. So tips for Scale Garage. Tony, no thread lock. Not yet. This is a tester. I just want to make sure it fits and etc. and so on. I mean, it's the same as when I put the stuff on the TRX4 the other day. I didn't thread lock that either. And that's because I've got to take it back off and film doing the whole thing for a YouTube video. So that's our wheel with our hub that's a part of the wheel. Yes, it's part of the wheel. What you do, for those that have joined us late, you bolt the hub to your truck. So there's the hub that comes with the wheel. Okay? You bolt that to your truck, and now I'm going to do the fun part. This is not going to be fun at all. I'm going to grab my little driver. Now these are the bolts that hold your wheel onto the hub. I hope this works. So now I have to bolt this on. I have to bolt this onto the hub that's on the truck. Oh, what a horrible idea. I can't even see where the hole is. Okay. We can do this. We build RC kits. We can do this. Sorry, truck. So if any RC companies out there watch this, don't do stuff this way. Make it so your scale hub can just unscrew from the wheel. It's the easiest, smartest way of doing it. Okay, the first ones are in. She's starting to look a bit pimped already. Can't believe I'm changing my wheels on my truck. I love this truck. And I love the wheels that are on it. I do. It's just, I looked at these and I was like, actually, I don't mind those. We'll give them a try. Okay, second one's going in. Now, top tip, don't tighten any up until you've got them all started. I can't tell you enough how important that is for stuff like this. Joey's joined us. Thanks for joining, Joey. Look, Tony, if I wasn't doing it on a live feed and I wasn't trying to show this or whatever else, it'd probably be a bit easier. But it shouldn't be that difficult to bolt a wheel onto a truck. It's just, the idea's there. I mean, I guess a positive would be you got no chance of losing the hub cover off your wheel. But in saying that, I've never lost one before. So, and something to think about too is like, I should be Loctiting these bolts. But then, these are only 1.5mm hex head bolts. If I Loctite that on this wheel, and then I want to take the wheel off for something, there's a pretty big chance I'm going to strip that out. So, scale aspect, good. To live with aspect, not so good. But I mean, overall, They're a nice looking set of wheels. The machine quality is good. Right, I think I've got one more to start. Nope, they're all started. Josh has joined us. Thanks for joining, Josh. Right, so now I'm going to nip these up. I'm going to be really careful doing it because if I strip one of these, I'm all sorts of screwed. So, and that's something too. If you strip one of these, what do you do then? You have to drill it out. Sean's joined us. Thanks for joining, Sean. Oh, I don't like this. I really don't like this. I'm now, for those wondering, I am actually going tightening these bolts up. I don't know where the breaking point of the bolt is, and I don't like that because I've not dealt with these bolts before. Okay, so that wheel's bolted on. It's not horrible. Who wants to see how it looks? Smash some likes if you want to see how that wheel looks on the truck. I bet you blokes are going to go, yeah, they look good, change them all. I mean, they weren't bad to change. The quality's there with the wheel. I mean, you can see, because they've designed the hub that way, scale broom, because they've designed the hub that way, they're thinking about what they're doing. They want to make stuff that stands out and looks good, etc. and so on, which is fantastic. I just think that hub idea is terrible. Honestly, if I'd have known they were like that before I bought them, I probably wouldn't have bought them. So, just a suggestion for you RC companies out there. It's good to make stuff scale, but you have to make stuff easy to live with. Like I say, if I strip one of those bolts, I'm all sorts of screwed. You'd have to drill it out. It's the only way you can get the wheel off. What do you do? No one wants that hassle. Right, I'm going to give my truck a quick dust, and then I'll give you a quick look at how she looks. So, there's our standard wheel, which I do like. I love my cross wheels. There's the new wheel, which they don't look bad. I'll bolt the rest of them on. We'll see how they look. I'll take it out for a run and give it a go. But if I strip one of these bolts, changing them, you're all going to hear about it. I will probably curse that loud. You will hear it from your house. Josh, what are you working on? I am I'm changing the wheels on the PG4. Ben, wow, just woke up. Dude, you were the one that told me to go live. Thanks for joining us, mate. I'm changing the wheels on the PG4. I ordered these wheels from D1RC. I've seen them advertising a bit, and you see names pop up. You watch what people are doing and whatever else. And I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. There's no harm in trying stuff. Let me just take that one off. Grab my 6-ton jack stand. Pop that under the diff. Love those things. So we're taking the cross wheels off. I'm keeping the cross tyres on because I like these tyres. Taking these off, and I'll have to take it out of the bag now. We're putting on some D1RC 1.9s. These bad boys. Now, as I mentioned, for those who joined late, you'll hear it now. There's an interesting feature with this wheel that I don't like. I'm sure there's other wheels out there that do the same, and personally, for me and my taste, it's not a good idea. Now, normally, with these hub covers, you unscrew them. These don't. They're a part of the wheel. So if you've got an axle that's got a decent amount of axle poking out, these may not be for you. Right, so I'll undo my cross wheel. Look, they're nice looking wheels. The machine quality's there. Just that hub idea, I don't like. So there could be some guys out there that'll go, oh, I love that idea, it's awesome. I don't. Because it's not something that's easy to live with. Like I say, if you strip one of these bolts that bolts your wheel to the hub, you're in a lot of crap. Dave Wall's joined us. Thanks for joining, Dave. So, yeah. I don't fancy the idea much of having to drill out wheels or, you know, especially this sort of thing. It's going to be awkward. Drilling this sort of stuff out to make, to get a bolt out, it's just going to be a nightmare. Ben says, nice, they look almost the same as mine. Josh says, I have something like that, not the same brand, but same as the hub. What do you think of that idea, Josh? Do you think it's a good idea? Or do you think it's a dreadful idea? I mean, it could just be me that thinks it's a bad idea. Right. On to the next one. I think I did see too, Mike said that he's got some wheels like this on his 1-1. Like I said, they're nice looking wheels. I did prefer the silver, but I mean, the black's not bad. Once I get the truck outside wheeling, I might go, actually, I don't mind the black. I did order silver. The silver got lost in the post. Contacted D1RC and said, wah! They sent me some wheels. They replaced the ones that were lost in the post. So for those of you who don't know, D1RC sells through AliExpress. Josh, I don't like it. They tend to strip easy. Don't say that. I'm not going to Loctite on them. I'll take my chances. I always carry a set of tools with me on the trail. I've always got some plastic containers like this, full of random nuts and bolts. So I would much rather have that with me and go, oh shit, I lost a bolt. I'll put another one in it. Than Loctite these and strip them. If it falls out, it falls out. I'd rather replace the bolt than strip one in there and go, well, that wheel's stuck there forever. Right. Taking the old cross wheel off. Did say earlier, brush all the dust and crap out of your bead. So that way, you've got a much better chance of your bead seating properly when you put your new wheels together. I know it's easy to get excited and go, and just start smashing them together. I'll see how they go, Josh. I'm not overly phased, mate. Like I say, I've got 100,000 bolts here. They're just little 1.5mm hex heads. I've got 100,000 of those here, so yeah. Tony says, blow compressor. Nah, it's just blow bloody dirt and shit everywhere, Tony. Okay, so for those that joined late and don't understand what I'm talking about, at the moment there's 2 bolts in there that go into the hub. I will now undo those 2 bolts. Right, one. Try and do this as quick as I can. Some people like Tony might use a drill. I don't use drills on wheels. Only steering you, Tony. Right, so there's our hub. Now this is what we bolt onto the truck first. Wherever my wheel nut went. I believe that's it. Okay, so I'm now going to bolt this on. I'm going to get the dust off there because that's what I like to do. Take care of your trucks and they will take care of you. Top tip, for free. Brush the dust off. Makes it look all pretty. You pay a lot of money for these trucks. Look after them. That's what I reckon. Okay, hub going on. Wheel nuts starting. Now I'm going to grab my wheel brace. Do that up. I do have a cross one here somewhere. Right. So, that's what you bolt on first. Bolt your hub on. Now that that's on, we can put our wheel together. Which means I have to undo 2 bolts on the back of here. Tony, drill for the win. Josh, my axles stick out too far. So I don't even use them. To be honest with you, Josh, I think these wheels sit further inside the truck than the factory wheels. I will check it in a minute, but I'm pretty sure that's the case because of the offset of the wheel, etc. itself. Mike, iron clocks have a hub like that too. Josh, I'm about to start mixing some colours and figuring out what colour I'm going to end up with on my demon. Whatever colour you paint it, it's It's going to look awesome. Because demons are awesome. I love mine. Right, beadlock ring going in. So that's in there. Directional ties. Make sure you got the direction right before you put your wheel together. Otherwise, you're going to be swearing and cursing later on. Come on, why aren't you going in? Have I got something stuck somewhere? I must have. Ben, yeah, same for me. Same for me. Difference on line. You have to screw the cap onto the rim. That's how it should be. My racing wheels that are on the TRX4, you screw the cap onto the wheel. Does that beadlock ring only go one way? No. Just to double check that. It seemed to go in a little bit and stop. Right. Make all the appropriate putting wheels together sounds. There we go. Bead was stuck, mate. Right. That's better. That is, yes, that's the correct way. Tony says lube. Don't know what you're doing right now, Tony. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is putting the... You're not going to see it very well. Just setting that little bead part there against the outer edge of the rim where it's supposed to sit. You just massage it around and it'll all sit there nice and pretty. This is a pretty good way of ensuring that you get a nice seal. Use alcohol to fit the rims. What, for me or the rims? The first time went together all right. What I did was, I don't think you were here, Ben. Wipe the dust off the bead with my finger. A little bit of saliva. Cold shiver. Right. Line my back bead ring up. Then do the same massage trick with this so that it sits just nicely inside. Not for me. What's the point? We're just going to set that snugly inside the bead little locky dealy thingy there. Because we come to BCRC for technical terms. Pop that there. Grab my driver. Start that. Grab another one. Once you've got it all sort of seated how I have now, they do seem to go together pretty easily, which is nice. I mean, we've all bought those beadlock rims where there's more swearing and cursing than there is enjoyment. Not entirely sure that started correctly. I don't want to cross-thread anything. That's when the swear words do come. Jeff's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jeff. Mike, I really like the look of that wheel. I could live with the... Look, as long as... I mean, I can't see myself taking these off and on all the time. But, like, if you get... Example sake, you go wheeling at the beach, and if you get a bit of fishing line stuck in your wheel hex, wheel's got to come off. Like, I mean, I know sometimes you can just pull it out, but you want to make sure that there's nothing sitting in there that's going to cause any binding or unnecessary load on your drivetrain. Because that's how you break stuff. Okay, so I'm going around now, and I'm just getting all of these started, and then I will slowly, star pattern, work my way around the back of the beadlock whim, and hopefully it'll all squeeze in nicely and it'll be happy days. And if that's the case, we've got 2 to go. And the next video of mine you see on YouTube will probably be this truck driving around with fancy new wheels on. They do look nice. They're nice looking wheels. Okay. I'm winning. 2 more to go. Sorry if this is boring, guys. I just figured, you know what? Why not? We're sitting here. Anyone got questions about the competition? Benny's joined us. Thanks for joining, Benny. If anyone's got questions about the competition, fire away. I'm excited about this competition. I think it's going to be great fun. Tempted to build one myself, but there's no point because I can't win. And it's not about me. I want to see you guys use your imaginations. I want to see what cool stuff you can come up with just with some cardboard. BCRC sort of getting known for these cardboard competitions now. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Okay, we are winning. I'm now getting around the back of the rim and nipping everything up. God, putting these wheels together is boring. And it doesn't matter what wheel we put together. They're all boring. All frustrating. Ben, do you run the profile on your rigs? Yes, I always do. I've had mates in the past go, they grip better if they're backwards. Really? Why are they designed to be the other way? I mean, they're designed to run a direction. They're made to grip in that direction. I don't know. Just to me personally, and like I say, and I say the same with everything because a lot of people get upset sometimes. These people put a lot of time and effort into designing these tyres to run in a certain direction because that's the way they work best, according to the people that design them and make them. So, I don't know. I mean, I'll never cut lugs out of a tyre either. I just don't see the need. It wrecks any form of scaled look. I mean, if this will get some bites, because I'm sure there's guys here that have cut lugs out of tyres. It's like 2.2s. Cheats. That's what that's what a lot of people call 2.2s. Cheats. Because it takes away the whole getting your truck to drive where you want it to drive because of your skill. It just turns into your truck goes everywhere because it's got monstrous big tyres on it. So you won't see me running 2.2s. Just wanted to know, I heard a lot of people saying to turn, yeah, no. In my opinion, mate, waste of time. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that think differently. This is a pain, this bloody hex setup. Hub setup, whatever you want to call it. Stay. I don't like it. BC Racers joined us. Thanks for joining, mate. I did see you pop in there. Right, we have one started. Once you've got two of these bolts in, it's all right, but getting that initial first one in is a bit of a pain in the rectum. Okie doke. Start the second one. Now I can sit the truck back down. I don't mind it. It's different. Different can be good. Right. So I'll quickly whip these on, and then I'll give you a sticky beak, and you can let me know what you think. I'm going to have some coffee again in a second, though, because I'm getting dry. Alright, like I said on the first wheel, when you've got little bolts like this that you got to put into to mount stuff, whether it be wheels or whatever else, get them all started before you start tightening them up. Otherwise, you'll tighten the first one up, the second one won't go in, so you've got to crank back on the first one to loosen it, which just increases your chance of stripping them, which increases the chance of your blood pressure rising. True story. Okay, they're all in there. So now I'll go around and nip them up. On your next run of shirts and hoodies, you should have an image of the RC vehicle upside down below the BCRC. Not a bad idea, Tony, but the question is, what RC? I don't trust these little bolts at all. I really don't trust them. Okay. I'm going to have a swig of my coffee, wherever I put that, and then I'll show you how she looks. And you tell me honestly what you think. You tell me what you think as to whether it's better or not. Okay, so that's the before. That's the after. What do you think looks better? Before or after? Like I say, the wheels are nice. The wheels are nice. I can't reach anything here. They definitely sit inside the truck a bit more than the factory wheels. Yeah. Tony's saying, oh, for Defender, Bronco, etc. I'll tell you what, let's do the other two. We're halfway there. Tony says black look cool. Right, on to the next two, and we're going to whip through these as quick as we can. This is essentially what the live feed is today. I will have some cooler, more fun and stuff coming up in live feeds shortly. Once I get my desk for the scale garage and some bits and pieces to build the scale garage, then I will probably build some of said scale garage on a live feed. How exciting would that be? Tony said, need a drill. Not likely. Not likely, mate. If I was using a drill on those, there would have been a lot of swear words already. Right. Undo all the nuts and bolts. This is a part of the hobby. You take the good with the bad. I mean, if I can sit down and spend 4 or 5 hours building a kit, I'm sure I can do a few wheels without having to use a drill. That's just me, though. I'm not a drill kind of guy. I love this truck. Lately, I've been trying to mix up what truck I take out so that I can do different YouTube videos of different trucks. And every time I go out, I look at this truck and I look at the BC8 and it's like, oh, I just want to take you all out driving. Bob's joined us. Thanks for joining, Bob. Happy Turkey Day. What did you think of that meme I posted earlier? I thought that was pretty funny. Something's up. The farmer just unfriended me on Facebook. That's funny right there. Right. Last one of these to undo, and then we can start putting the next wheel together. I have clear coated Oscar's truck. If you want to see that, let me know. If you haven't seen it already. If you weren't here earlier. It's starting to get warm in this shed. Fan on, please. Tony, I understand your issue with lots of choices. It is difficult. I mean, if I didn't do any YouTube videos, I'd probably have 2 trucks that I drive all the time and the rest would just sit there looking at me like I was not a very nice man because I left them on the shelves. So do you normally take more than one truck with you, Tony? Because I just think it'd be annoying. And that's the thing too, I guess. I'm carrying around a fair bit of filming gear and that sort of stuff too. So I don't know, I like the idea of if there's more than one truck in a YouTube video, that there's scenes where the trucks follow each other and it doesn't look so staged, if that makes sense. I'm not one for staged videos. You'll take 3 trucks at a time. Screw that. I've done trips where I'll take a couple of trucks, I will drive one for a couple of hours, go back to the car, swap trucks. That's fine. Okay. Step 1, undo the 2 bolts in the hub. If anyone wants a link to these wheels, let me know and I'll drop one at the end of the live feed. I'll drop a link and you can go and check them out. They do have a lot of other stuff. They have massive wheels that Tony will probably go and purchase instantly. Yes, 3, but only 2 go with me. That's still a lot of stuff in around, man. Like I say, I'll take a couple of trucks with me, go and drive one for a couple of hours, and then go back and drive the other one, if I can words. Right, hub is on the truck. So these wheels are a little bit different for those that don't know. I haven't seen where we're at so far. I like to run one. Oh, yeah, I can understand why you do it. I totally get it. It's just... No, it doesn't help that a lot of my trucks are on the same controller. So there's a risk if you're running cars on the same controller and you switch models and still... Like, I'm not going to off and on the truck all the time. If you swap... if you swap the trucks you're running on the radio without turning the truck off, there's every chance that truck's just going to go for a drive by itself. And I'm not a fan of that idea. Okie doke. Make sure that's the correct way for the directionals. Will's joined us. Thanks for joining, Will. Much appreciated, mate. Happy Thanksgiving. Right. Massaging the tyre so as it sits in the vehicles properly. Now I will give it a little push in the back there. Start with our ring. So you're carrying around 2 trucks and 2 controllers and whatever else you want to take with your wheel, and drinks and batteries and all this fun stuff. And again, massaging the rear of the tyre so as my beadlock ring sits in the bead properly, ensuring that I get a good sealer on the bead lock, and ensuring that when it all goes together I don't get that horrible wobble. I hate that. Some wheels are bad for it. It just doesn't matter how you put it together. They just wobble and it's irritating. It makes your truck look like a hoopty. Yes, in a backpack. I've got a backpack too, Tony. Oh, it's shite. I got a cheap, crappy backpack. Oh, I regret it. Really regret it. So I've got to get a new backpack so I can carry around all these goodies that I'm gathering over time to make filming easier, more professional, that sort of thing. I'm waiting on an update for one of my for my gimbal app. I was so disappointed. I bought this gimbal and nothing works how it's supposed to. And I contacted the company that makes it. It's like, what the hell's going on? I bought this thing so that it could track my truck, so I could do a panning shot whilst driving and not have to touch the camera. And it tracks until you hit record, then it stops tracking. It's not, that sort of takes the whole point out of it. Now I only go an hour at a time. That's not enough, Tony. Man, I used to go out for like 10 hours. Shit you not. 10 hours, easy. There was one trip, I don't know if Harley's still here, but there was one trip we went out on. It started thunderstorming while we were out, and we were like, you know what? We're going to stay out anyway. That was a stupid idea. But it was fun. I will say that. It was a fun trip. Okay, I'm winning 2 more bolts to put in the back of this wheel. I'm trying to go as quick as I can so you guys aren't bored shitless watching a man do bolts in the back of a beadlock rim. Tony, I get thirsty. Can't you bring a drink with you? Just a suggestion. I'm sure I've been wheeling with blokes that have bought themselves a few brewskis. Harley may know one of those blokes. Maybe. He may be one of those blokes. Okay, so, winning. Too much weight. Well, drop one of your trucks off, mate. Carry one truck. And then you can bring a few brewskis with you. Okay, winning. I sort of wish the the hub bolts had 2mm heads. I'd rather they had a bigger bolt on them and not stress about them strip than using these to hold the wheels on. Okay, so for those that joined late, I've said it 1,000 times, but you can never be sure. And anyway, so that's our wheel and tyre put together. This part is a part of the wheel. Yeah, I know. The hub for the wheel bolts straight to your truck, and then you bolt the wheel to the truck. You bolt the wheel to the truck with these tiny little bolts. And I don't like that. So I've got to sit that there. I'm going to lift the truck up so that I can hold the wheel on the truck, and I have to hold the truck up at the same time. Picking up what I'm putting down, folks. Right. The truck's sitting there. Line that up as best I can. Now I have to hold that wheel still. That wheel still wants to move around a bit. Now I have to pick this up like this and get it started without dropping the bolt. Not a great idea. Not a great idea. Brian Honey has joined us. Thanks for joining, Matt. I'm currently watching me get frustrated with the design of this hex hub assembly. Your truck is the BCRC prototype. Oh, so does this mean we have to go? You have to go and put these wheels on your truck now, Tony? Is that how it works? I've got a few ideas for this truck that could possibly lead to a revamp of the PG4. I just have to purchase some parts. They're all cross parts. I want to try and change this truck around so that should Cross be keen for it, it could be released with the forward motor, battery that goes in the back, or under the interior. I'd like to have it so that there could be a full interior, forward motor mount, all that sort of jazz, because I think this truck is a beautiful looking truck, and it needs to have an interior with, 3-skull driver in there and whatnot else. Maybe a speaker mouse under the back of the tray somewhere, because Cross RC likes to incorporate the sound module in with their kits, which I think is good. Sound modules aren't for everyone, but you don't have to install them. Okay, I think I'm winning. Yes, I'm winning. Okay, now the horrible part, where I have to tighten up these bolts without stripping them. God, I hate this. Easy, sport. Easy does it. Right, I think that's got them all. Just go around them all now. Make sure they're all nipped up tight. Yes. I think we're good. Just double check that one. Yep. Right, one to go. I hate changing wheels and tyres, so I dragged you guys into it. Any questions about the competition? We might as well answer these while we're here. Any questions about other trucks? Is there any other trucks I've got that you want to see? It doesn't just have to be talking about these wheels right now, because we've talked about those a lot. Tony went out with crawling. Someone once who had a sound kit at the end of the run. I hated his RC. Now, I will say this, Tony. If it's a cheap, shite sound kit, I can understand that. If it's a good one, then they're good. The S1 sound kits are brilliant. They sound really good. There's lots of different choices of sounds. Has a built-in LiPo alarm. You can change settings like how long the vehicle idles for and all that sort of jazz. You can have brake sounds, which are shit, so don't have those. You can have turbo sounds, all that sort of thing. They're good. I did a review on YouTube a while back now, must be a year and a half ago, something like that, of a cheap sound kit. I'm sure some of you guys have watched it. I have had a lot of people comment on that video and send me messages saying, thank you. You saved me money. Because once they watched that video, they didn't buy it because it was shit. It was nasty shit. It was really bad. I couldn't develop something like that and knowingly sell it to someone. Now, here's a top tip for you guys too. When you pull wheels and tyres apart, grab like a freezer bag even, or plastic container or something. Put the wheels, the inner rings, the nuts and the bolts, and all those fun parts in the same bag. That way, you always know where they are. Tony, I need to watch that video. They're all on the YouTubes, mate. Got a lot of videos on the YouTubes. Right. Last one undone. This is good. I feel like we're getting quicker. Pull this wheel apart. I need a big desk. I need to live further away from the road. Okay, so that's that wheel apart. I actually wouldn't mind some scale brake discs for this. The holes that are in these new wheels are a lot bigger than the holes that are in the old ones. If I had a scale brake disc, you could actually see it. May have to look into that. They're pretty cheap on Wish, I believe. RC Mart might have them too. Okay, so the last of the new wheels is about to be constructed. This is why I usually just run the stock wheels. I used to change wheels all the time on my original crawler, and pretty quick you go, why am I doing this? It's just I'm making work for myself. Right, undo the 2 bolts in the back, and looking already, it would appear as though we have some extra bolts, which is good. I do like that. I think all companies should give you extra bolts. Maybe they give it to us because they're worried we'll strip some. Okay, so beadlock ring going in the wheel. Easy part. Lovely. Making sure your tyre is facing the correct direction, which for this one is that way, and then put your front face on. This way you can be sure that you have your wheel the correct direction and you don't put it all together and go beep. I've done that before. I'm sure a few of us have. Why are you stuck again? First one did this. I got some gritty McCrap in there. I think it's just my tyres getting stuck on it. Ooh, the tyre up and out and around. That's better. Lovely. Massaging the bead. Sorry guys if this is boring. What's everyone up to while you're watching? Where are you? What are you doing? Are you celebrating Turkey Day? Or are you just a turkey in general? Right, got that bit there. Wipe the dust out of the rear bead. Now the last one I didn't lubricate and went together pretty well, so I'm going to try that again. Because I like to test my luck. Right, so that like yay. Massage the bead, pop the outer ring into the bead part here. Lovely. Then we go to their first bolt. Now, I'm not sure if all these comments are showing up. I watched, I think it was the last live feed or the one before, I watched it back. And there was a lot of comments that showed up that I didn't see in the feed. And I apologise for that. Tell you what I'll do. Get rid of the comments. Bring them back. Swipe up and down a bit. Sometimes that refreshes things. Facebook goes, Oh, actually, you probably wanted to know this. I have actually considered, and let me know what you think about this. I've considered the idea of doing some YouTube RC live feeds. I'm considering changing my YouTube to the BCRC name, and same with my Instagram, so it's all BCRC. It makes sense. I believe I started the Aussie RC name just before BCRC started. So let me know what you think. If you think it's a good idea, if it's something that you'd watch. Right, this wheel's going together nicely. So the wheels do go together nice. They don't seem too fussy about the bead, which is good. Gives you plenty of options for the tyres you want to run. You don't have to go and buy separate rings. That's a stupid idea, I reckon. Right. 3 more bolts. Whew. So young Oscar's supposed to be dropping by today to drop me off some side steps for his truck so I can weather those up and clear coat them. Jacob Chester's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jacob. For the Bronco, I'd watch you daily. For what? Me MST? Don't reckon, mate. I've got to get that truck out again too, poor little bugger. Poor little thing. Okay, so go around, nip all these up, and then I will star pattern to do the wheel up at the back. So as it's all done up nice and evenly, we are winning. Robert, hello, Johnny. Just joined BCRC. Yeah, so make it one name for everything. The only thing I was concerned about really, Rob, was the fact that a lot of my YouTube videos, Aussie RC smashed all over it. But I guess, I could probably do something like hey everyone, this is what's happening. We're changing. Actually, Tony, whatever your name is, I picked up a set of wheels the other day that might go right on the Bronco. When I got those tracks, I got a set of 1.9 wheels with tyres, and they've never been driven on. They might look alright on the Bronco. I'll give you a look at them in a second. You let me know what you think. Right, I think I've got all these nipped up. Yes, lovely. Now I'm going to take my hub off this. Need to log off. My son has surgery in 4 hours. Need to sleep a bit. Good luck with that, Ben. I hope everything goes good, mate. It's not good when kiddies are sick, or especially if they need surgeries and such. So good luck with that, buddy. I'm sure all of us guys here will be thinking of you. Pretty nice bunch of blokes here. And ladies. There's ladies in this group too. Okay, so now I'm going to bolt this bloody thing onto my truck. After I just give it a quick dust. Got to look after your toys. Say it all the time. We'll see you next time, Benny. Where did I put that? There it is. My little parts tray here next to me is full. It's chockers. Tony is off to eat. Go and enjoy your grubs, mate. Have some turkeys. Won't be too far off, and we'll be shutting this feed down anyway, so. Right, now for the final juggling act. Oh, hang on. We've got to have this one here first, and then this one, and then this one here, and then this one here, and then line that up there, and then get that in there like yay. Get it started. Yes, good. And then on to the next one. So we had 4 leftover bigger bolts from the back of the rim, which is good. I will double, triple, mega, ultra check all the wheels to make sure they have all the bolts in them. But so far as I'm aware, they do. I did go around them all and tighten them up. Come on, Go in there. Right. I think that's lined up. I hope it is. Find out pretty quick if it's not. The truck does this all the way down the track. Right. I will post up some pictures too of. That's not lined up. God. There we go. I will post up some pictures of how the truck looks with the new shoes on it, so you guys get a bit better idea. It's hard to show this stuff on live feeds. Is the middle diff a pass-through axle on that 6x6? Yes. Yes, it is. They're actually surprisingly easy to make. You mean on that thing up there? They're easy to make. Axle actually gives you the part to make it a pass-through axle. Axle. Good English. Yeah. Axial give you the part that you need to make it a pass-through axle, differential, and all that. A good thing about those diffs is you can actually just flip the gear in it, so you don't even have to flip the rear diff to make it drive the right way. When you make an SCX 10 6x6, you have to flip the rear diff. Otherwise, it'll drive backwards when you go forwards. So something you can pay attention to there. Okay, so now I'm doing the scary part, tightening up these tiny bolts that hold the wheels on. God, I hate this. Easy does it. Alright, go around with my nice little nip up, make sure they're tight. So far we're good, no strips. Lovely. Okay, so as far as leftover hardware goes, 4 of the 2mm countersunk heads, these dealies, we've got 4 of those left, which is good. I like that. We have 4 of those left too, the smaller bolts that hold the wheels on. So that's good. It's nice to have the leftovers. I will put these in my top drawer. My top drawer is the drawer of many handy parts. If there's a part that I need, and I know I'll need it, and one day we'll go, where did I put that? Check the top drawer, mate. Odds are that's where you put it. So that's what I use my desktop drawer for. Okay. Brush all the dust off my truck because it's got to be pretty, especially if you want to take photos. Lovely. Get the dog hair off it. I hate dog hair. Bloody retrievers. He means well, but the hair, I'll tell you what. Oops. Right, so we're just about done here, folks. There you have it. So we now have some D1RC. I'm not sure if they have a name for these wheels. They probably do. If you want a link to them, I'll drop a link in the feed. Look, would I recommend you buy these wheels? They are nice wheels. They are machined nicely. The hub idea I'm not a fan of, but I mean, so far it seems alright. There are other wheels out there that run the same sort of thing, so I guess it can't be too bad. They're a nice scale looking wheel. They seem good. They're easy to put together. I mean, you guys see me do it. So, for the money, compared to a lot of the other wheels out there, yeah, I'd buy them. It makes me want to try more of the D1RC stuff and sort of put that to the test as well and see what it's like. Like I say, the wheels look nice. My only concern is that cap should be a screw-on. The hex, the hub adapter rather, I shouldn't have to bolt the wheel on by bolting the hub adapter on and then the wheel to the hub adapter. It's just asking for trouble. That's just my opinion. They're nice wheels. They seem pretty good value for money. You order them through AliExpress. If you search D1RC on AliExpress, you'll find it anyway. Depending on what post option you pick, you may have a bit of a wait. I think mine took about 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks to get here. I mean, I'm in Australia, so a lot of my stuff takes forever to get here anyway, but they're nice wheels. The more I look at it now, it's like, yeah, I don't mind that. Excuse the noise. I'm trying to look at my own truck now and go, oh, do I like it? How does it look? Whilst telling you guys about, you know, what we've done, etc. Yeah, I like it. It suits it because I've got the black bumper on the truck, because I've got the black wheels now. The grill's black except for the chrome. You've got dark windows. Yeah, that I think that looks pretty good. I don't mind that. I think too, once I put some pictures up and you guys see how good they can look. I mean, me holding them up, zero justice. I will put up pictures and you guys will probably go, crap, I want to get some of those. They are nice wheels. They are. Rob, that's not bad. Better than 3 months, I reckon. Now, while we're on the subject of wheels, when I bought my tracks, I got a set of wheels too. Now these, so far as I can tell, brand spanking new, never used. So are the tyres. Check those out. Now they're smaller tyres. They are. Grab my ruler here. 95s. What I'm contemplating. Bear with me a moment while I grab another one of my toys. I'm thinking about putting them on here. What do you think? What have I got on there now? They're 90s that are on it now. I could probably get away with 95s. I may have to trim a smidge off there. I want to get, and I'm going to buy some fancy links for this truck because this wheel, the front wheel needs to be slightly further forwards. See that? For those wondering, this is a little MST CMX and it's bloody brilliant. I love this thing. At the moment, this poor little truck just gathers dust. It needs to get out more. What do you think? Should we bolt those on? Should go bloody anywhere with a set of those on there. Tell you what, why not? Before we finish up the feed, let's just swap over these wheels and see how they look. Riley's joined us. Thanks for joining, Riley. Right. I'll sit that there so can you guys see that? I can turn the camera a bit. It's okay, mate. There you go. New wheels on it. Looking good. Now just before we shut this down, sorry about that, Riley. I'm going to have some more coffee. And then I'm going to change the wheels on the Bronco. So today's the wheel and tyre episode. Right. Yeah, so I've got these wheels. They're brand spanking new. They might look good on her. Robert, I've got 2 sets of those rims. Have you? Where are they from? They look familiar. I'm sure I've had these before. But they've got that old school... Jesus, that's tight. They've got that old school look that might suit the Bronco, I think. So bugger it. I want to bolt some on. See how she looks. Right. See how that goes. See if it rubs anywhere. Jeebus. Looks massive. Got them on AliExpress. So they're probably a brand, but then they're you know what I mean. They're sold as a brand, but they're actually not a brand. If that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Sorry. Oh, Jesus. Corey's joined us. Thanks for joining, Corey. Unfortunately, we're not too... You bought 1 set and got 2 sets. How does that work? Wish that happened to me. Thank you, Will. I'll have that Will hex back. There, lovely. So we're taking off the little, I mean, I love these wheels. They're nice and old school. And we're just going to try these on there, on the little Bronco. Only bit of attention she's had for months. I might have to buy her a present and get her some fancy links so I can extend those front ones, because I'm not happy with where they're sitting. All that's off. Get any hairs and such out of there. Lovely. Brilliant. So now maybe we can do a duo photo session. I don't know, one set turned up, the next day another set. Lucky bugger. I bet you were laughing. I bet you were. Something good about these wheels, I will say, is I can use, if I've got any left, I can use the screw-on hubs from the SEX10. That hides the horrible looking wheel nut. Right. So, before, after. All of a sudden, they're so obvious that wheel needs to go further forward. Well, I don't mind them. No, I'm not going to do it, and I'll tell you why. With the normal wheels, right? Nothing touches. With these, it's just sort of touching that as it goes up in. With this one, this is why you don't go bolting big wheels and tyres to everything. Sometimes small wheel and tyres are the way to go. So I'm going to put the original ones back on. I don't mind those wheels, actually. I'll have to find a truck to put them on. Alright, so we're about to shut this thing down. I appreciate everyone coming and watching. Big happy Turkey Day to all you Americans out there. I hope you're staying safe and the rest of it. If there's any questions, now is the time. Because once this thing's shut down, time's up. Don't forget to all start doing your scale garages. I've got to put that washer back in there. I had to put a washer in before the wheel goes on, because these wheels are actually for a drift car. They're not crawler wheels. Adam, I like the original ones. Yeah, me too, mate. Those other ones are nice and they sort of suit it, but yeah, no, it's just not gonna work, basically. So go back on there. Lovely. Take this back one off. I was thinking of these, Rob. I've got some of these. They're kind of similar, I guess. I would hazard to say they're made by the same people. So yeah, I'm sure I'll find a truck I can use those on. They're nice wheels. Adam, show old times. As soon as I change this wheel back over, I will do that for you, my friend. All going well. Hopefully this afternoon I can get cracking on it and get a bit more stuff done on it. Right. Put this wheel nut back on. I've got to drive this truck more. Possibly got to jack that body post up one hitch too. Right. So they're back on there. This can just sit there for now. Clean up some of my mess. My garage. My poor garage. Ugh. There she be. And to make it easy to see, if you just swipe those comments to the right, they should disappear. That way you can get a bit better of a look. Now that's with its, that's got flat clear on it now. So she's waterproof, the dust will stay there. Everything's all weathered up and looking the goods. Like I've said previously before, this light washes colour out. Lights are another thing I'm looking at getting some better ones of, so that when I show you stuff, it looks like it should. So that's how she come up. Nice and rusty and decrepit. Farm fresh. She ain't so fresh anymore. So yeah, I'm just waiting on a couple of bits from Oscar. Hopefully he can get me those side steps today, because if he can, the bodywork's finished. Yay! I really want to get the bodywork done. I will most probably tonight start installing the light kit, factory light kit that comes with a PG4 when you buy them. Awesome. I'll start installing that. That shouldn't take me too long. The biggest issue I have is, unfortunately, and I feel bad mentioning it, Oscar's misplaced one of those lenses and the chrome rings. Painful, because then you got to buy a whole sheet to get that lens. So there's a sheet for the lenses, a sheet for the rings. And we need a side mirror. I think so. It was the light. Anyway, so once we've got those parts, I can put all the rest of that back together. I can put all the lights together. That light ring and the lens can go on last, so that's fine. I can get all the light kit installed and up and running. The truck itself is up and running, which is excellent. I may even do a few photos of mine side by side with this one to give you guys a bit of an idea of the extremes. So you've got a clean, pretty truck that's loved and cared for, and then you've got the old beater that was pulled out of a paddock. This is what Oscar asked for. A truck that was pulled out of a paddock and driven. Kai's joined us. I assume that's how you pronounce your name, mate. Kai. We're about to shut this down. We've been going for a little while now. I do recommend you go back and have a watch. There's probably a lot of stuff that's boring. Today, essentially, was checking out these new wheels from D1RC. As soon as this finishes, I'll grab a link to their stuff. Robert, maybe a broken headlight. Look, I thought about that, Rob. I did. But it needs that chrome ring. It just does. And because the light kits in these are yellowed, so when you turn it on, it's not like a big, bright white light. It is actually yellowed. So that's going to suit the look of the truck. Just, you need that chrome ring, and if we're going to do the ring, well, you might as well do the lens as well. So I think Oscar feels pretty bad. I may have ribbed him a little bit about it. Oscar, where's those parts, mate? But look, it is what it is. That's his first kit. You know, he's getting the hang of it. He learnt some pretty important lessons from this one. I've no doubt when he goes to build another kit, he will do it a lot differently. And by that time, Oscar will have my scale garage, because I'll be in my new big one. Can't wait. Okie dokie, I think that'll do it. Like I've said before, if you'd like to give it a share, greatly appreciate it. The last two live feeds, one's on, I think, 2,100 views, and the other one's 1,900, which is bloody awesome. There's a lot of people out there that do live feeds, and without sounding cocky, they're not getting near the numbers that we are in this little group here. So it's awesome. I really do appreciate if you give it a share. There's a lot of people out there that might be after some new wheels, tyres, or want to check out cross stuff, or whatever else we talk about. So first kit, young fella did all right. Yeah, he did. Look, but I'll be honest, Adam, I said it in one of the other feeds. When he brought the truck around originally, it was just to install this. And then he sort of said, "Oh, do you think you could weather it for me?" So, yep, I can weather it for you. And when the truck turned up, I sort of, because I've already built one, the PG4 and the 4L, really similar, so you sort of look at them. And then when Oscar's truck turned up, it was like, okay, there's a few things that need some attention. I got my book out and just went over everything. You know, Oscar went from being really frustrated with this truck because it wasn't quite running right, and, you know, he'd lost a few bits and whatever else. And he went from being really frustrated with it to now he loves it. You know, he's really excited to drive his truck. So what Hannah said to me last weekend, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm rebuilding Oscar's truck for him, you know, get it all up to scratch so that when he drives it, I've got the confidence that he can drive it. He doesn't have to worry about it. You know, he's not going to go, oh, geez, I hope this doesn't come apart or whatever else. He can just come wheeling with us and just enjoy his truck. That's what it's about. I do enjoy helping people. So anywho, like I was saying, before I got distracted by Adam, for the Americans, enjoy your Turkey Day. I've got a hankering for turkey now. Please give it a share, give it a like. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, take care. We'll see you on the next one. And get those cardboard builds. Get into them. Come on, sticky tape cardboard. RC Mart's even doing it too. So good. All right, take care. We'll talk to you all soon.